Hi, Michael here, or Mac, whichever you prefer. I'm here to make a video about a couple of cameras. It's not my normal way of making a video on cameras. I'm starting off a little different because these two cameras are so special. One I've already made a video about, but I'm going to talk about it again. One of the reasons is I believe that each one of these is the only one left in the world like it. This may have never had one like it. This is over here the Askania turret model from 1925. This is the 1910 Debrie Parvo with a turret on it. Never seen it anywhere else. I'm going to do a quick demonstration of how to load them because each one is so easy to load compared to other cameras of this type. The easiest I've ever cranked. But I wanted to share a little bit of history about them. This one here, the Askania, I had a brochure on this camera before I even had the camera, and the brochure was from, I thought it was about the late 20s. Then I found the 1926 brochure in Germany, a German film magazine that had an advertisement for the turret model. And when I got it in the mail, I realized it was still a later model. And that was 1926, so I would date this to 1925. I'm pretty sure about that. It is without a doubt the smoothest running camera with film in it out of over 200 cameras that I've examined, ever. I would trust this camera on any set. It's got two original lenses that came with the camera. Both of them are Kino high powers, which are probably the most valuable lens to purchase for a hand crank camera. Back in the day, they were the most sought after. A 42mm and a 50mm, a great camera. Can't wait to shoot with it. I'm gonna shoot with both of these. Now this one really blew my mind when I opened the box when I got it. I got it out of Australia. It originally was probably all wood. It was from 1910. It's serial number 188. Now Parvo's made 9,000. Debrie Parvo were doing 9,000. They made their 3,000th one by 1923. So that dates this to most likely the end of 1910. So this is a 110-year-old camera and is one of the best working Debrie Parvos that I've ever put my hands on. They sit around for so long, you know, they lose their abilities, but this one, someone really took care of it. Most likely a modification, not original factory. The only part that's left that's wood is the bottom and underneath the back and a little bit on the front. The front has nickel-plated brass all around all four sides, about an 1/8 inch thick. It's heavy duty. The front is a cast aluminum plate with an aluminum turret. 4 different types of lens mounts around this. It's fascinating. The top is aluminum, has 2 slots, so perhaps in its lifetime, its career was a printer. Now the back plate is Bakelite. Never seen that on a camera like this. And the doors, I gotta show you this. This is fascinating to me. The doors, 2 levels, solid Bakelite. They are solid Bakelite. The doors were replicated perfectly. They even used the same hardware that were with the original wooden doors. This camera is so smooth, and I can't wait to shoot with this one either. Both of them guaranteed to shoot. Absolutely amazing. Now, one of the great things about this, and something you don't see too much in a Debrie Parvo of this vintage, is that everything works. The footage counter, which has the needle for the amount of meters that it shot, it's of course French, and how many frames. Goes around quite fast. Now the frames per second counter, I'll demonstrate that soon. But that works flawlessly. That's the best working one that I've ever seen on a Parvo. Amazing, just an amazing, amazing camera. I was lucky to get a hold of it. Well, I'm going to fade out now and do a quick demonstration of loading each one. See you soon. Okay, welcome back. I'm going to do another quick run through on how to load the Askania. I'm going to do a walk around first. Right side, back side, frames per second counter, meters, and frames. It's a great looking camera. Of course the front, 3 lens turret with a 50mm Kino high power, a 42mm Gers Kino High Park, and a 47mm Cook cinema lens. Gorgeous setup. And of course the right cranking side. And I'm going to pull in a close-up how to do this. But first, what's great about this camera, loading it, is it's a taller camera. Therefore, you have finger room to get around here, so it's quite easy. I'm going to start by showing you this. Thread it through here. It's very simple. Close it up. These have 3 locks on them. Make sure you put them all down so nothing slips and they're in tight. Now this camera, more than any Askania or any Parvo, Debrie, or any camera of its type, is easier to load because there's extra room up here because of the turret. You have a couple inches of space up there, so it's so easy to load compared to the other cameras. You put this right on, make sure it's over the roller. Right, and now you have this spring-loaded roller to hold it up against the sprocket. And we're in business. Close that right up. Crank in. Now, roll up enough film so we can easily do this. Now, 2 to 2.5 fingers. Now I like to have a sprocket tooth sticking out so it can hold the film in place when I make my loops. A little more. Okay. Now you got to make sure that the film is behind this hook here. What it is, that's the film notcher that's operated from the back. Okay. Now, on this side, do the same deal. The sprung roller here. Piece of cake. 2.5 fingers to put it under this roller. That's what I missed on the last video. Now, this is fairly easy to load on this side. You just got to put it through this velvet light trap. Easy, easy. And pull it through. Now, you don't even need the core in it. Just make sure you pull it through and get it on here. Now, there's a nib here and 2 pins that it goes between so you know where it goes. Now, let's get enough film here so we can wrap it around the core safely. I like doing it 4 times, you know. I always like to be safe with that. And there we go. Roll it up. So easy to load, so easy. Let's see where our nib is here. Line it up. Bam. Perfect. Now, even with the magazine in there, without the cover on, you can do it without taking the mag out. Lines right up, you can see. On these cameras, on the Askania, it's the name is upright. On normal cameras like the Parvo and all that, there's a red arrow, so you know where it is to go straight. But once it's in, you still have finger room to lock all 3 locks. Okay, now let's test it out. Perfect. Now, be very careful not to hit the loops on the bottom here. And we're closing this. Lock this up. Now, roll it a couple times, you know. Now, with the footage counter, or meter counter, you'll notice that only 1 needle moves. The way to get them both to line up is when you line them up, you push it down. A bearing hooks onto the second one, so you can line it up to 0, and you are ready to go. Askania turret model, one of a kind. And here we are again with the other camera. This is a Debrie Special, Debrie Parvo from 1910. Incredible camera. The video and photos don't do this camera justice. It's all the way around. It is a real looker, and it's one of my favorite cameras that has ever come through my hands. And I'm going to do a quick close-up on a walk-around and then show you how to load it. It's a little bit different. 1910 Debrie Parvo. It's one of the most exquisite cameras that's ever come through my hands. I've said it. First I'm going to show you the right side, the cranking side, show you how smooth this cranks. I've never seen one crank this good. That is amazing. On the back we have the meter counter with the frames counter, works flawlessly. And I'm going to show you a close-up here of how smooth this tachometer is and how accurate it is. And here is in close-up, the tachometer, frames per second counter, very accurate, very smooth. Now on the front we have a 4-lens turret with 3 lenses in it. We have a 75mm Zeiss, we have 120mm Zeiss, and we have a special Emil Busch Rathenau kinematoscope lens. I've hardly ever seen these. It's a 55mm f3.1. Just quickly wanted to show you the mechanism on the inside. Everything works exactly as it should. Very smooth. So on this Parvo and the later Parvos there is a difference. The difference is the magazine. The magazines on these old 1908 to 1910, 1911 Parvos, the magazines were completely round. They didn't have this part up here where you have your velvet light trap. It was inside the door. And I'm going to show you as I'm loading the benefit of that. Now I have some film in here in the 1910 Parvo magazine. The difference is it's very similar to a later Universal magazine. Instead of sliding it through a light trap, this is an open slot. Goes right in. And the difference on the doors, you don't have the 3 locks. What you have, you line up the nibs and you just turn it 1/4 inch and it's in. Okay, we're going to slide this on partially. Because we've got to get the film over this small roller back there. Get it in place. The magazine, the arrow right here towards the front. Now, sprung roller. Get it on the teeth. Now, we can close this door here and roll off enough film to work with. This is going through very smooth. It's like butter. Now, let's open this up. This one doesn't have a film notcher to worry about on the side. It's got the film punch in the middle and it's sprung so it does not hit the film. Now, I got that in there. This one I do about 2.5 fingers. And we're in there like it should be. Now, great. Now, goes through here as the others, the sprung roller. This one you definitely have to have about 2.5 fingers worth, a little more than normal. And okay, we're in. Now, here's the benefit of having the slotted side on the magazine. Without even putting the core in yet, I just slide it on through, right here. It's in. Now, make sure you pull it all the way through, always. We know where the nib is, we know where the front is. That's simple. Now, we have enough rolled off to roll it on the core. Again, I like to do about 4 times. Get in there. It's in. So simple. And to put the cover on, absolutely simple. You know where the red arrow is to go forward, so you can easily find the nib, turn it 1/4 inch, and then it's in. It's that simple. Now, this is a bit tricky. Putting this down, the front down, you got to make sure you don't hit that. And it's got to line up. This is so old it didn't have the sprung connector for the 2 mechanisms. That's in. Pull that. We're in. Now, set yourself to 0 when you know your film is running smooth. And there you go. 1910 Debrie Parvo. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's one of the most exquisite cameras that has come through my hands in 20 years. Thank you for watching this video. It's been my pleasure to share with you something about these great relics of motion picture history. Take care. And Iris out.